today I am going to be getting a healthier version of lunch going. It's taking one of our favorite meals and making it a little bit healthier. So traditionally, orange chicken, it's upside down, orange chicken tends to be really high in fat because it's fried. And this one from Trader Joe's is actually one of my favorites because it doesn't taste like that. It feels a little bit healthier maybe because it's Trader Joe's, but I have found the exact same thing at Winco and you actually get a little bit more for the price and it tastes almost exactly the same. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how our family has incorporated more veggies into this meal and it's super delicious. I need to get my rice cooking. I'm just gonna cook it right on the burners. I know people have some wonderful rice cookers. In fact, when we first got married, we had one as well. But you know, just using it over the burners is great for us. So if you're doing it on the stove top, it's just 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice and bring it to a boil and then simmer for 12 to 15 minutes, whatever it is that whichever recipe you're following. But I kind of tend to do it about 12 to 15 minutes around there. Let it sit for 5 more minutes. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna get that going. Notice that crock pot back there? That's another meal we're gonna do another day. I'm also just prepping these orange chicken. So I just spray my pan. I'm gonna be baking it because that's for best results and it's gonna be nice and crispy that way. And I have 2 packs. So my goal is to have leftovers. Since we're still on winter vacation and the kids are still home from school, they could just eat it over the next couple of days as lunch. Cut up some of our favorite veggies and put them in the pan to cook. Now, this might not even be my kids' favorite, but we're going to mix it all in and you'll see what I'm doing because I'm trying to incorporate more vegetables and less starch. It's very easy to eat a lot of rice when you're having orange chicken, especially with kids. They love putting all the rice on there. So what I like to do is I add the rice into everything and you'll see how that all turns out. My rice is cooking. I'll have this kind of coming in. I'll put a little bit of water in here to kind of get it a little more steamed through, kind of soften it up before I start adding the sauce into it. Another thing that I do is when I go shopping and I buy big bags of fresh produce, or let's say I don't eat them all up, I will chop them up, put them in bags, and put them in the back freezer. We have a freezer out in the garage, so I'll keep them for stews or casseroles, and this will just be added in. I don't even have to like put them in and chop them up. They're ready to go. Just put them in freezer bags and use them with other future dinners. So I put everything in the pot. I put a little bit of water, a bit in the carrots because the carrots are denser, so I wanted them to steam up. Added the broccoli, and now I'm adding our favorite things like corn. And I added one of the packets here. Well, actually, I'll put probably 2. And then what I'm going to add to this is cauliflower rice. So you can buy this in any store now. Freezer section, fresh. I had this fresh, and I put it in the freezer so it wouldn't go bad. And so all I'm going to do is just mix it all together and call it. The chicken just came out of the oven, so I've taken a couple of the packets of the orange chicken sauce, and I'm just going to mix it in nicely, kind of cover that, because the other 2 packets are in right behind me right there, are in the vegetables, and I'll be adding it all together, and then I'm going to show you what I do with the rice. Veggies into the big bowl, and now what I'm going to do with the rice is just add it in there. Now remember when I said at the beginning that it was very easy to put like a cup or so on each plate and then put your chicken on top. The kids would eat it all. They loved it. Well, those carbs, I kind of feel like we should cut back a little bit on that. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to add a certain amount of rice into the bowl and mix it in and call it good. So I'm going to do probably about a cup, maybe a cup and a half of rice. Now I've doubled my rice recipe here for another recipe for later. And so that's kind of what I do. I like to plan ahead and put things in the freezer or just pre-package them in the fridge, kind of get ready, meals ready to go because I work and I need to kind of be on my game, so to say. So this is all done now. All I got to do is mix it in, and it is
So good. So now the cauliflower rice in here, for friends who don't really like cauliflower, I'm kind of picky about my vegetables too. So broccoli, cauliflower, I'm probably not going to be my first go-to cooked vegetable. But in this mix with the already seasoned orange chicken, I can't really tell. It absorbs the flavor of the sauce. And so when I eat it, I think, oh my gosh, I am eating something healthy and it's pretty good. So I don't mind. My kids don't mind as much. I do have one that does. He says he can tell, and I don't think he can, but whatever. That's just me. Anyways, so this is going to be enough for our lunch and probably some leftovers the next day, because when I make it for dinner, I usually pack up hubby's lunch for the next day out of this as well. So like I said, yum, yum. So this is an idea for you to make something that maybe might not be as healthy and turn it into something healthy and delicious for your family. Thanks for joining me on What's for Lunch, the healthy version. And as you can see, I am really excited to get going because I got my fork in hand and I'm ready to go. So if there are ways that you have made your meals into healthy versions, let me know. Put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you do it, and maybe I'll even implement some of those little tricks. So have a great day, and you never know what I'll be rolling out next. How's lunch?
Good.
Good? Jonas?
It's good.
Is it good?